All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Equality, non-existent. Humans, no longer a race, but a set of categories that defines the individual for them.
Self-identity completely gone, stripped of individualism, of humanity, pure dehumanization. Democracy now, a false statement as long as today's values continue. Equality erased due to the annihilation of the human person.
The mirror that I stand in front of does not show who I am. It shows what I am perceived to be. It shows what other people see me as. Some pity us, others despise us. But what makes me an individual is what I see staring back at me in my reflection. I cannot take away these inherent traits, and yet sometimes I wish I could peel back my race, my gender, my disabilities, and make people see what I want them to see me as, a human person. I have to deal with identity contingencies because of the color of my skin and the shape of my eyes. I have to be better at some things and worse at others because that is what is expected from my race. Some people are scared of me. I am an expert in the language of fear. Couples lock arms or reached for each other's hands when they saw me. Some crossed to the other side of the street. People who were carrying on conversations went mute and stared straight, as though avoiding my eyes would save them. They were scared of my being. I did not do violence against them. They just saw me and gathered from stereotypes and what media has perceived me, that I was a threat to their existence. The media is one of the society's greatest foes in the fight for individuality. Media allows for the dichotomy between toys for boys and toys for girls. The boys seem to be exploring the world, the girls were exploring femininity. Disney princesses make little girls want to be complimented for their beauty and how pretty they are, rather than their intelligence. They make parents feel safe. Princesses' play feels like a proof of our daughter's courting. It reassures us. Despite the pressure to be precocious, little girls are still and ever will be little girls. So in our culture, it is better to be a subordinate, pretty, ignorant girl than to be a strong, independent, intelligent woman. How does that make sense? Why would we subject our young daughters to this type of sexism? But the media and its message have exploited our minds, eyes, and ears. We are unaware of the male gaze, women's subjectivity, and over-sexualization. We can listen to songs by famous rappers and not catch on to the actual lyrics of the song. Some groups of people do not even exist in the media. They are so ostracized from our culture that no one knows about them. They are a hidden group. People like Christopher Reeves, Jerry Lewis, and Jack Kevorkian make disability seem like a pesky hindrance on society that leeches the funds of a society. But in reality, people with disabilities are providing a positive contribution to society by fighting for the rights of people, regardless of whether one has a disability or not. Eliza Riley told our class that the disabilities movement is all-encompassing. Everyone is invited to take part. The social construct of this group of people needs to be focused more on the people of the movement rather than their disabilities. Kate Bornstein, a Jewish-American gender theorist and artist, said, "Let's stop tolerating or accepting difference, as if we're so much better for not being different in the first place. Instead, let's celebrate difference, because in this world, it takes a lot of guts to be different."
The differently abled, PWD, handicapped, impaired, the disabled. These individuals are only partially human, not able to fully function in society. They, because in reality the disabled are not us, nor we, but they. Look away. Don't let them see you looking at us normals. Pity, that's all we give them. Charity, we can fix them, make them like us, but they will always know that they'll never truly be us. History shapes race, made up, non-existent, besides in the mind of the individuals. Nothing more than an idea, thought up to separate and superioritize people. In reality, we are nothing more than people, all one race, human, defined as a series of ideas that are largely constructed legally and socially. Laws have been changed, ideas have been morphed, yet the color of one's skin is indefinite. Everyone has the right to nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor denied his rights to change his nationality. But not all black people feel black, not all Asians feel Asian, not all white feel white, and not all Hispanics feel Hispanic, and not all other feel other. What is other, anyway? A box to check if you don't feel fit? Excuses. Justifications to be cruel and segregate. Literally. Definitions to be fit, therefore better. Uniqueness, completely strict. The biological difference of two types of people, male and female. Socially or culturally constructed identity that has specific roles, behaviors, and expectations. All defined by one society. Media takes away the person and leaves the sex, the gender, XY, XX. Female equals beauty and elegance, topped off with a perfect body and wife. Feminine, eye candy, inferior. Who rules the world? Males. Yet the women stand back and allow themselves to be subjectified. These are people, no matter what they're told. They are equal. Everyone has the right to recognition everywhere, as a person before the law. But wait, disabilities rights. Civil rights movement, equal rights movement, equal rights movement. What about the sterilization of all these people in one history, taken away from them by what it means to be human, to reproduce, losing what it means to be human, the humanity. And what humanity? Who defines it? Humans? Individualism? The individual? The race? That's right, the racists. The gender? The sexist. The disabled? The abled. The better than. The complete. A person, yes, a person in a coma is not, in the present day, yet considered human. Yet someone who's 100% completely functioning in everyday society, with only a minor difference from the rest of society, is therefore less than human? The oddity of these definitions, the cruelness of these institutions, purely false, made up, imaginary, and wrong, plainly wrong. Now and forever making everybody in their own categories, with not enough slots to fit everyone's specifications, generalizations to make people fit within a certain slot. Not everybody is as simple. In fact, nobody is as simple. That black and white, that male or female, that abled or disabled. People are so-called mixed race. Everybody has some form of disability, and everyone has some form of masculinity, femininity attributes. And all this will change once they are to leave one set of specifications, one society, and definition. There will always be someone who falls in between the lines, and they're so-called fit into one set of categories. So they must choose. But don't worry, they'll be wrong. The other choices will be wrongs too. There will never be a correct answer.
So who are we? What is our definition? What is human? Inalienable rights? Dignity? Value? In the dignity and worth of the human person, and in the equal rights of men and women, and have determined to promote social progress and better standards of life in a larger freedom. Is it possible to have a truly democratic society? The evidence against it is far too strong. The answer is no. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "What difference does it make to the dead, the orphans, the homeless, whether the mad destruction is wrought under the name of totalitarianism or the holy name of liberty or democracy?" The rights stated under the UN's Declaration of Human Rights do not discriminate against race, gender, or disability, but the United States Constitution does. It continues to create laws that quarantine people who are not fit into society. It holds them back and continues to bully them.
Bullied, isolated, alone. But democracy is a government run by the people, so therefore the individuals who are not considered people have no say. Yet a person is a person, period. If they have human DNA, they are human. Nothing can take away from their DNA. They are one of the U.S. They are we. Democracy is gone, built on the idea that not all people are people. The evidence? History. And thus the Declaration is dead. Whether it's a Declaration of Independence or human rights, it ceases to exist. Democracy is no longer life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Happiness is a freedom, and freedom is not being defined or dehumanized. Liberty is not standing tall, torch in hand, but the constructs of human persona and the limits of the human persona and the limits of human